Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I have got game 2 of a best of 3. It is from the Zotac Cup and it is between VortiX, who is the purple Zerg player in the top right, and roxkisFRAER, who is the green Protoss player in the lower left. That therefore means this is a ZVP, Zerg versus Protoss game, and obviously it is game 2, so if you haven't watched game 1, flick over to my channel and give it a quick watch because it was awesome. So, spoilers incoming. Basically VortiX in game 1 had an amazing defense of a Immortal Sentry All-In. It was absolutely beautiful. It was the most textbook defense I think I have ever seen. It was just so beautiful, and basically as a result it meant that FRAER lost because it was an all-in. And now looking at into game 2, well, obviously the map is Daybreak. It is a great map. It's been in the ladder pool for ages. It's been in the tournament pool for even longer. And it's just so balanced. Every player loves it. Every observer loves it. And really one of the key things is the fact that while it's a two-player map, this rush distance is really quite long. It's cool features like these rocks here, but no rocks at the third, and a big wide open area to the third makes it a bit harder to defend, and also these rocks in the centre, which can be taken out to allow for a quick rush distance, which is, again, just some fancy stuff. But, I mean, FRAER, he's going for a fast expansion, demonstrated by the fact this pylon is on the low ground. From VortiX, we should see a 14 or 15 pool. It'll be a 15 pool. Now, you don't want to go hatch first against Protoss, because basically you just get cannoned or it gets blocked, which is exactly what FRAER is going to do here. Basically that means that if he was trying to go for a hatch first, it'd get delayed and there'd just be general shame and sadness everywhere. I've cast a game recently, although who it was, it slips my mind at the moment, where the Zerg player tried to go hatch first and basically all cannon rushed and lost. And that's what happens, and why you can't do it against Protoss. But, I mean, we do now have this probe coming to block the third as well, which VortiX was rightly going to try and take before that pylon actually finished. There is a drone eating away at it, but, I mean, if a pylon got down here, it'd be really quite devastating, and that is exactly what's going to happen, and it's just delaying the expansion so long. And obviously FRAER's own expansion is getting delayed by having this pylon down, but he may cancel it just to get those minerals back. We'll wait and see if he does choose to do so. Obviously this one's going to take a long time to go down. The 4 Zerglings are on their way, and now the pylon isn't actually going to get cancelled, so this is really heavily delaying everything here now for VortiX. The expansion down for FRAER already. He's in a good spot. He's not taking any gas. We should see a gateway up any second. There we go. And I mean, to be honest, everything is going how FRAER would want it to right now. Those Zerglings still haven't picked up the first pylon. And if you think back to game 1, it was at about this point that VortiX was actually taking his third, let alone his natural. So this is going to be highly slowing for VortiX in terms of his production, because while he will throw down that third literally now, most probably, when he selects it, there we go. So again, it is before the 4-minute 20 mark for the third, but the natural is what was highly delayed, and that's going to basically cause the problem of having much lower production capabilities, and as a result a lower drone count, and that will put FRAER in a great spot going into the mid game, because his natural is going to be done first. He's going to be chrono boosting like mad. I mean, if we look at the worker count, FRAER is already ahead by a bit, and that's going to get even greater as that second Nexus does come down. Of course, we do have the first 2 gas down already. We do have as well the Cyber Core on its way. That'll finish the wall off. The third and natural for VortiX are a pretty similar timing, actually. I mean, we've got the natural about 3/4 done, the third about half done. So again, it's pretty nice going. I mean, obviously FRAER is exactly where he wants to be. He's still chrono boosting out those probes, and I mean, there's a chrono boost. Where are the chrono boosts? There should be one ready to go. Come on, chrono boost your natural. That is what you want to do. There we go. Good boy, FRAER. That is exactly what you want to do. So, just having a look around, obviously VortiX is droning. His third is about to be done. He's got the queens there. Only the 2 queens out at the moment, a third on the way. I cannot hammer on enough. Please get creep spread only queens, every Zerg player in the world, because creep spread is a huge asset. Incredibly huge. It gives you vision, it gives you speed, it gives you an early warning system, and it does actually scare opponents sometimes. They don't want to engage on creep because of the speed advantage. So yeah, get a queen specifically for creep spread. You heard it here first, guys. Well, you didn't, because everyone keeps screaming to do it because it's so good. Anyway, upgrade wise, we do have the +1, we have the warp gate tech, and the first stalker on its way. That means it'll be a zealot stalker push to the third, which again isn't designed to do damage, it's just designed to force your Zerg opponent to get a couple of Zerglings as opposed to just droning. But great timing here, Roach 1, Evo. If you get a Roach 1, get an Evo Chamber. If you get Evo Chamber, get a Roach 1. That is what you should do, because the Spore Crawlers defend against DTs and air, the Roach 1 defends against gateway pushes, and hey ho, you're fantastic. 2 more gateways being added on, 3 more gateways being added on. I expect we'll see 4 more gateways being added on at some point, but again, so far, even if just those additional 3, it takes up to 4 gate. 4 gate off of 2 bases doesn't actually do a nice little bit of pressure. The Stalker and Zealot actually being really irritating here. The Queen is going to do a bit, and some Zerglings have been forced, but I mean, there's not enough to easily damage this. But this is where we see the creep being annoying as well, because the Zerglings do have that little tiny bit of extra speed, and will get us around on the Zealot now. That gets taken out very easily with the help of the Queen. And now that single Stalker is going to have a bit of a bad time, but his buddy is on its way, and it should help massively. One Stalker goes down, and again, every time you lose a Stalker to Zerglings rather, you're in a bit of bad times. We do have the pylon there, and it is a full warp gate mini push. We do have the Twilight Cancel following this up, so it could go into Blink. Judging by the amount of Stalkers, I think that is a likely course of action, but already Roaches are on their way down. Now those Overlords are going to get sniped. As an unfortunate place to build the Overlords, and that's a game where you can just have a little bit more control perhaps of what's building out of which hatchery. But again, there's such a minor little issue that doesn't really matter. Who knows? If that Queen gets sniped out though, that's going to be a bit of a problem, because basically the Queen is production, but it has just ejected, so it shouldn't matter too much. Got a lot of Zerglings flooding out. Speed only 40 seconds in, and of course it's 110-second build time. The Stalkers are all basically grouping up. One gets picked off by the Roaches, but the Roach numbers are not high enough. But here come all of the Zerglings, and with the creep there, that's going to be difficult to deal with. The Roaches are able to push it forward, but of course, off the creep, it will be a bit more difficult. We do have the first Zealots coming in to help deal with those Zerglings. We do have Blink on the way, the +1 missile attack for VortiX, and well, FRAER is actually looking in a good spot, because, I mean, he's getting out that Blink upgrade. He is adding on a robotic facility. So this kind of 4-gate pressure I really like, because on 2 base, 4-gate is not a big investment in any way. Like, it's, to be fair, just a bit of aggression. It forces units out of the Zerg opponent. So now we're in a position where FRAER is still ahead in terms of the drone count, but now does have a counter push coming. But with the sentries, he should be fine defending that, to be honest. I mean, with the sentries, if he does try and defend here, that's easy. You just chuck down 2 force fields and laugh when half of the army has been cut. And that is exactly what's going to go on here. That force field wasn't quite on the money, so didn't trap things, but again, a couple of units for free. They're exactly equal on resources lost. But in terms of the worker count, well, VortiX has just pulled ahead now, but again, FRAER, he's building up, he's getting everything he needs, and well, aside from the drop tech coming out from VortiX, VortiX is playing very standard. The robotic facility is done, although currently only being used for an observer. We've got more gateways being added on, so this is quite an interesting build. I'm surprised it's for an observer. That observer is purely going to be used to get vision of a high ground in order to blink, and also scouting information. But to be honest, these force fields have been very nice. There's a great forward blink. That'll get a couple more Roaches for absolutely nothing. And do you know what's better than 3 units? Nothing. 3 units are amazing. A 4th base coming out from VortiX here, and he is getting pretty much everything he wants. The War Prism coming out as well. That'll allow for really super easy resupplies and reinforcements to get warped in, so that's great. The additional gateways are now up and running. You have more pylons coming down. Blink, of course, is done. And I mean, the Stalker numbers will now go up. We've got +1, +2 about to finish for ground weapons for the Protoss here. That Overlord will get picked off, so 3rd base can be taken. Upgrade-wise, for VortiX, he's got +1 missile attack, and is now getting +1 carapace. Hasn't got +1 melee yet, so again, upgrades are pretty equal. Slightly in FRAER's advantage at the moment. We've got a drop coming in of 4 Zealots. That is really quite potent, especially if it gets in without getting detected. But of course, this Overlord could be an issue. It depends where this War Prism goes. Don't go into the vision of the Overlord. Don't do it, War Prism. It's not worth it. I don't know. Will this get spotted? Will it? Will it? No, it hasn't. So that War Prism has snuck through. That's going to be super helpful for FRAER right now. But look at this. This is a very sizable force. And essentially it's going to be quite difficult to deal with. But this drop alone could force all of this to come back. Drop tech is done, so it's going straight for the main. But if it all loads up at a bad point, that would not be fun. And of course, all of these Zerglings are being forced back. A lot of the Overlords are being forced back as well, not to give away the tactic, because FRAER would know exactly what was going on there. And now these Zealots are pretty much going to town. 3 more coming down to meet some Roaches. And of course, Roaches aren't the best friend of Zealots. I mean, Roaches tend to kill them a lot, but I mean, this force here is big as well. That won't be able to get... Wow, that cancel did go off. That was impressive, because that's like 1 volley from Roaches would decimate that. So good reaction time there from FRAER. FRAER is still on 2 bases though. He has geared up, ready to take a 3rd base, but hasn't actually just dropped down the Nexus yet. He does have enough money, but probably more concerned about the imminent threat of this near maxed out Zerg force. And again, 2 force fields to kill a couple of units. 1 was worth it, 2 was maybe not worth it, but to be honest, anything and everything you do for free is pretty great. And I mean, the sentry count is up at 8, so that is a lot of force fields anyway. They're constantly building up energy. Pathogen glands coming out from VortiX, and now here comes the drop. It is loaded up, and if this is detected by that Stalker Ball, it could do big damage, but I don't think it's going to be. And hang on, we've suddenly got big problems, because VortiX is not going to be able to get back up here easily, and there's going to be a hell of a load of units in his base. And I'm just going to decimate his production. Everything getting pulled back. Instant reactions there. That was beautiful, but I mean, just look at the damage this is going to be able to do. And we may just get into a straight flat up base trade situation with 3 Immortals. That'd be pretty easy to do. Defense wise of all of this is going to be really tough. I don't actually see any way in which FRAER could defend this, because I mean, his units would take too long to get back, so that's not a viable strategy. Base racing is pretty much the only viable thing to do, and that's purely because of just how much damage FRAER's units can do right now. Some great force fields block every single one of those drones. That's going to do big damage. I mean, just look at these Roaches and Zerglings going to town. We've got more units streaming in as well, and this purely is a complete base race. This 4th base was left standing. There's a 5th and more hatches coming down everywhere, so VortiX is just going for it right now. And well, this could be severely unfun times for FRAER. I mean, FRAER is just going to take absolutely huge damage. I don't see how he's going to come back from this, and well, this is just not fun times. I mean, just look at the expansions everywhere. There is no way this base race is going to go in FRAER's favour as far as I can see. But I mean, these Stalkers, they're still going to town on pretty much everything, and I mean, a lot of those eggs getting picked off as quickly as they can, but still, it's going to be tough. Is there even any probes? Here comes the probes. This could turn into a very silly, funky game exceptionally quickly, because yes, on the one hand, VortiX has killed all of FRAER's stuff. FRAER has also killed all of VortiX tech. There goes down the assimilator. Now, the big question here is is the army supply. 93 to 63 in FRAER's favour. That means that he could very well take this game now if it does go to a head-on engagement, because, I mean, there is a limit to what he's going to be able to do. Now, of course, these Roaches are going to be a bit of a problem, but, I mean, how many Immortals are out? We do have still 3 Immortals. It's 3 Immortals against 25 Roaches and 25 Zerglings. The Immortals will wreck them. Great force fields go down, nearly block everything in a fantastic forward blink. And this could be game right here. And I think it will be actually. No losses pretty much go down, and half of the army has been completely decimated. Essentially, all we need to see from FRAER is he defends that assimilator. He needs to defend that assimilator so badly, like more than anything he could possibly imagine right now. But the Zerglings are going to come in. Oh my god, please build something. Build something. Build something, FRAER. Build something, build something, build something. Anything, anywhere. Just build a pylon. Please, just build. Build. This is going to be so damn tense. What's going to happen? Some force fields go down to prevent the Zerglings. Oh my god, that was crazy. And I think now FRAER should win. As far as I can see, he will. There's literally only those 4 Roaches and 1 drone trying to get built. Where is that drone even trying to get built? I'm not quite sure. The drone is no longer being built. So this is a good question about what everything's going on, but I think it's literally just that and those 4 Roaches remaining. So this is about to go very, very badly indeed. Oh no, a hatchery being built on the other side. Now, I must admit, this annoys me a bit. Fair enough, play until the last, but you know you've only got 4 Roaches, for goodness sake. And I mean, it was a good attempt to drop that in there, but there goes the GG from VortiX. He knows he's lost, and that means FRAER has leveled up this series 1-1 in this best of 3. So please thumbs up the video, leave a cool comment, follow me on Twitter, subscribe, and then flick over to my channel to find game 3 of this epic match. See you there in a sec.